Good morning, students. Good morning to all. Last day we have studied some kind of industries, right? Have you remember what kind of the industries are existing in our nations? Okay. Shall we just remind about the kind of industries? Already we have studied in this last class kinds of industries. So the kind of industries are classified in two broad categories. First one is on the basis of activities and another thing is on the basis of size. So broadly we can classify the industries as a two on the basis of activities and on the basis of size. So on the basis of activities we can classify moreover three types. First one is primary industries, next one is secondary industries, third one is tertiary or service industries. First we will study about the primary industries. Okay. So last also I have told you about the primary industries. Have you remember? So primary industries is concerned with the production of goods with the help of nature. Okay. With the help of nature, what are the product we are producing? That is called primary industries. Okay, without any help of the human activities or without more effort of the human activities, what are the product we can able to produce? That is called primary industries. And also it is a nature oriented industries which requires very little human effort. Okay, already all the required resources are available in this natural itself. Okay, with the help of the little human effort, so we can produce what we want to produce. Okay, but in the help of the nature we cannot able to produce all the commodities what we want. Okay, some particular area or in some particular product only we can produce, we cannot create, so we can occupy from the natures. It's called primary activities. For example, agricultural, farming, forestry, fishing, horticulture, these industries are called as primary industries. Okay, for the example, the agriculture is there, so land is the free gift of nature, and the seed also we cannot create, so this is also the free gift of nature, and without the water we cannot cultivate any of the crops, so the water also may be the gift of nature. Okay, so without these three factors we cannot produce the any crops, we cannot cultivate any crops. Okay, so we have to assemble or we have to arrange these natural factors or natural resources for the purpose of cultivating the crops. Okay, so like that the fishing. Okay, so the all the fish are available in these oceans. Okay, so you have to need the ship and net to catching the fish. Okay, so there is no need to make a more capital to fishing a fish. Okay, so this is all called, this all the industries, or this is all the activities called as a primary industries. Okay, so next this primary industries also can classified as a two types. One is a extractive industries and genetic industries. So what is the meaning of extractive industries? So extractive industries extract or draw out products from the natural resources. Okay, so what are the resources we need? So all the resources available in this natural, so we have to extract from the nature. Okay, so extractive industries supply some basic raw materials that are mostly products of geographical or the natural environment. So products of these industries are usually transformed into many other useful goods by manufacturing industries. For the example is farming or mining, oil drilling, hunting and fishing operations. Okay, some of the resources, for example the gold, some of the raw material of the gold also available mingled with the earth. So we have to extract the raw material of the gold only. So after that we can use this raw material of gold to make any of the ornaments. Like that the oil drilling. So the oil also will be available and the deep of the earth. So we have to extract the oil from the earth. So after that we can separate as a different elements of oils. Then the oil industries also will be undertaking all these activities. Okay. So some of the product have to be extracted from the natural resources. Okay. So what are the product are? Extract from the natural resources for the purpose of producing or making other commodities is called as a extractive industries. Okay. Next, genetic industries. So the genetic industries remain engaged in this breeding plants and animals for their use in further reproduction. By the use of all other resources, by using some of the veterinary or some of the animals, if you are doing or if you are earning some of the profit, that industry is called genetic industries. Okay. For example, poultry, dairy, bakery and hatcheries, nurseries, fisheries, everything is also called as a genetic industries. Okay. So the product of these industries also will be supplied to produce other industries. Okay, this industry is called as a genetic industries. So next one is the secondary industries. Okay. So in this primary industries, we have studied the extractive industries and the genetic industries. Next, the secondary industries. So the secondary industries are concerned with using the materials which have already been extracted as the primary stages. Okay. So by using the extracted commodities from the primary industries is used to go to making the finished commodities or all other commodities. So this industry is undertaking some of the process of making or converting the full form of commodities or finished commodities from the raw materials that was already extracted from the primary industries. For example, mining of an iron ore is a primary industry, but manufacturing of steel by way of further processing of raw irons in secondary industries. Okay, for the purpose, in this primary industries, we are extracting the raw material, the iron ore. For example, in the steel industries, are extracting the iron ore from the earth. Okay, this is the primary industries. Okay, by using the iron ore, if you are converting as a full form of steel or any of the furniture, it is called secondary industries. Okay. So the secondary industries are undertaking by using the raw materials, undertaking the process of finished commodities by having the raw materials which have already extracted from the primary industries. So in the secondary industries, we can classify it as a two types. First one is manufacturing industries and construction industries. So manufacturing industries are engaged in producing goods through processing of raw materials and thus creating farm utilities. Okay, so the manufacturing industries are engaged to producing any of the commodities by through the process of the raw materials. Already we have studied, in these secondary industries. So manufacturing industries also will be engaged in some of the process to manufacturing the full form of commodities, and because of that it will be making a farm utility. Okay, already we have studied the farm utility. So after became a finished product only, so we can get the farm utility, or that commodity can able to providing the farm utility. So the manufacturing industries also classified or divided as a four types. So the manufacturing industries also divided as a four types. First one is analytical industry. First one is analytical industries, next synthetic industry, third one is processing industries, fourth one is assembling industries. First, the analytical industry. What's the meaning of analytical industry? So the analytical industry is analyzes and separate different elements from the same materials. Okay, for example, the oil field. Okay, so the analytical industries or oil industries will taking or will bringing up the oil from the earth, and it will be it will be separate the different element of oil. Okay, for petroleum, for the example of petroleum, in suppose the petroleum corporation or the petroleum industries are separating the petroleum from the earth. After producing the petrol, so it will be bringing out or separate the different form from the petrol. So the diesel, the kerosene, and other type of the engine oils also. Okay, so for example, next example is the handicraft artisans. Okay, from the one of the goods, coconut. Okay, from the coconut, they will separate some of the goods. The coir and the coconut oil and the coconut and something leaves also separated from the same commodities. Okay, so this industries analyzes and separates the different elements from the same materials. Next is synthetic industries. Synthetic industries in the sense, for example, so it is the chemical industry. Okay, so the synthetic industries which combines various ingredients into a new product. Okay, so the synthetic industries are undertaking some of the activities in which they will combine the different type of commodities, and thus they will make us as a single commodity. Okay, for example, the cement factory. In the cement factory, so many of the chemical have to combine for the purpose of producing the cement. Different type of the chemical have to combine, and after that only, so we can make as a cement. Okay, next the car production. This car production have to, no, the car production will not come. Okay, and next, okay, I will tell the later some of the other example. Okay, next we will go to the processing industry. So in this processing industries involve successive stages for manufacturing finished product. So in the case of paper or sugar industries, so you have to take some of the undertaking in which the different process, the successive stage, after becoming the successive stage only we can't producing any of the commodity. Okay, for the example sugar, so we have to get the sugar cane. After that we have to bring out some of the raw materials for making the sugar. Okay, so in this paper also like that only, so the raw material also paper, and it will be converted to different process and different successive stages. Okay, so what are the product is produced after the successive stages, that is called processing industry. Next, assembling industries. So these industries assembling different component parts to make a new product. For example, the car industries are the telecom or the television or any of the electrical industries. Okay, for example, if you are considering the car industry, so the car industry is purchasing the tire and the cushion seats and the engine and the glasses and the full body from the different industries, and it will be assembling as a full car, full formed car or a finished car. Okay, so the what are the industries are involved to make any of the commodities, and the way of assembling the different kinds of goods is called as assembling industry. Next, in the secondary industries, another one of the classification is construction industries. So the construction industries are involved in the construction of building, dams, bridges, roads, and tunnels and canals. Okay. So the what are the industries are involved in the construction of building, dams, and something is called construction industries. Okay. Next one is tertiary industries or service industries. Okay. So this type of industries do not produce goods. These industries produce utility services and sell them at the profit. Okay. So the service industries. What are the services we are using in these days in our world? Everything is also considered as a service industries. For example, so telecommunications, water, and some of the defense, police, and what are the things are not purchased or not produced as individually, that is called service industry. For example, banking, insurance, trade auxiliaries, and the distribution of commodity from one person to another persons, and the warehousing. These all are auxiliaries to commerce. So without these services, we cannot produce or we cannot consuming in the proper time or in the reasonable time gap. Okay. So these service industries are also classified as different form. First one is personalized service. So the personalized service mean so the individuals and private institutions selling their service to others. Okay, the personal people, the personal individual peoples are providing some of the service for the other peoples in the form of plumber and servant, maid, and the carpenter, masons. Everything's also is one of the service only. Okay, whenever we are being unknowingly into repairing some of the commodities and in the same time it is repaired by others, that is may be considered as a personalized services. If you are unable to doing some of the work for our daily purpose and in the same time that work is fulfilled by others, that we can consider the personalized service, right? Next, public service. So normally I think the public service mean what the government also provided all the public services. What are the services is provided by the government is called public services. The defense, police, hospitals, education, hygienic, environmental, and infrastructure, everything is also called as a public services. Okay, we cannot do anything as a single persons. Next, distributive services. So what are the services, what are the factors, or what are the organizations are including or engaged in distributing the goods and services to the place of producer to consumer is called as a distributive service. So the transportations, warehousing, logistics, salesmanship, etc. come under this type of services. Okay. So without transportations, we cannot distribute the goods from the place of consumer to producers. And the warehouses. Okay, on the way of arrival of the commodities, so many of the things you have to conduct. So packaging and sealing and so many of the things we have to do. So the warehousing also will be helpful to distribute the services. Okay. Next, financial services. So the banking, factoring, accounting, and insurance also grouped under this type of services. The financial service means so all the persons, even the producer, wholesaler, retailer, and the consumer also will be in as a shortage of finance. Okay. So these services also provided by some of the organizations. Okay. On the basis of finance, what are the services derived from the organization? Everything is called as a financial service. Next, quaternary services. The quaternary services and next one is quinary services. These two services also called as a unique services. So in the case of quaternary services, some of the individual professional, the professionalist will be provide some of the services to the public. Okay, the professionalist or the specialized skills and high technologies are used to provide this type of services. For example, software development, auditing, research and development. Okay, the software development is the unique talent of one of the professionalist. He will gathering this talent by their own effort and own hard work. Okay, like that, after gathering the personalized skill, if you are providing that services to the public, that is called quaternary service. Next, culinary service. So the culinary service also will be the same. Okay, so new ideas are generated, new technologies are evolved, new policies are implemented by the selected individual experts. Everything is also example of the culinary services. Okay, for the purpose of improving the business organization and the human activities and economic activities and some of the industrialization, everything is also called as a culinary services. Okay, because if you want to increasing or if you want to take the business organization to the next steps, so we must bringing the innovations and inventions. Okay, so what are the people are having the power to inventing and innovate of commodity is called as a culinary services. Okay, so new idea into for the new ideas are implemented in this existing organization is also one of the culinary services. Okay, and some of the new policies are implementing to eradicating the poverty also one of the culinary services. Okay, so the tertiary industries or service industries are classified as a 6 type: personalized service, public service, distributive service, financial service, quaternary service and culinary service. Okay. Okay, next on the basis of size. So on the basis of size also we can classify the industries as a 4 types. First one is micro industries, next one is small industries, third one is medium industries and fourth one is large industries. So we will study as elaborately in our later subject. But simply I am telling, so micro industries mean, so it is their capital level should not exceed above 2 lakhs. The small industries mean it should not exceed their capital amount. The capital amount should not exceed 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs. So the medium industries mean the 5 lakhs to 2 crores. The large industries mean 5 crores to unlimited capital. Okay, so these 4 industries, about these 4 industries we will study in later subject. Okay, so next we will go to the another concept. So another thing is commerce as an economic activity. How commerce is considered as an economic activity. So commerce refers to all those activities which are necessary for bringing goods from place of production to the place of their consumption. Okay, so what's the meaning of commerce mean? So what are the activities is necessary to bringing the goods from the place of production to place of consumption is considered as a commerce. Okay, so in this commerce, what are the auxiliaries, what are the helps and what are the factors are coming to distributing the commodities from consumer to place, everything is called as a commerce. So according to Evelyn Damas, he is one of the economists or the commercialist. Okay, he told about the commerce. The commercial operations deals with the buying and selling of goods, the exchange of commodities and the contribution of finished product. So the commercial operation deals with buying and selling of goods, the exchange of commodities and the contribution of finished product. Okay, so when we are considering the contribution of finished product and exchange the commodity, so the economic activity also will be come in this area. So commerce includes not only trade but also services such as transport, warehousing, packaging, insurance, banking and all the sales promotions which are incidental or auxiliary to trade. So many of the factors also include to improving the commercial activities. Okay, so without the help of the factors we cannot improve the commercial activities. Okay, so today it's okay. Today we have completed the types of industries on the basis of classification and on the basis of manufacturing, on the basis of size, on the basis of service. Everything we can classify the industries as a different ways. Okay, so in this area if you have any doubt please ask me. Thank you.